How emotional intelligence can make you a more persuasive person. In order to understand how to be more persuasive, one must first understand the importance of emotional intelligence and how it applies in everyday life. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand one's emotions and the emotions of those around them. Those with strong emotional intelligence understand what they're feeling, why they feel that way, and how to deal with those feelings in a healthy manner. They also understand the feelings of others and behave in ways that acknowledge those feelings. The 5 parts of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence can be broken down into 5 parts: self-awareness, self-regulation, social skills, empathy, and motivation. All of these can make you more persuasive. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is a person's ability to understand themselves. It encompasses the understanding of one's emotions, habits, strengths, and weaknesses. You cannot begin to persuade others if you cannot understand your own feelings and why you have them. Self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to control your own emotions and how they impact your actions and reactions. If your emotions dictate your behavior without any control from yourself, there is no hope of persuading another person. After all, you must be able to choose which emotion to exude in order to persuade another person. Say you're trying to convince someone of a point of view. The following is a basic example of this principle. If you are in a bad mood, but the person you're talking to is looking for a reason to be excited about your argument, you will need to hide your foul feelings and exude excitement in order to persuade them. It does not matter if you do not truly feel that excitement. You simply have to be able to convince others that you do. Social skills. Social skills encompass a person's ability to follow society's expectations in public settings. For example, society expects you to be somber and respectful at a funeral, or happy and celebratory at a wedding. Someone with social skills reacts appropriately, as far as society is concerned, to things. However, the development of good social skills comes mostly from empathy. Empathy. You can have personal emotional intelligence. Perhaps you understand and control your own emotions well. However, you need empathy in order to be truly persuasive. Empathy is one's ability to understand and relate to other people. You cannot persuade someone if you do not understand why they feel or think the way they do. Imagine that someone dislikes dogs. You can argue with them all day, but unless you understand why they dislike dogs, your attempt to persuade them will be pointless. You must understand why and how someone has formed an opinion in order to sway them away from it. This is why empathy is arguably the most important aspect of emotional intelligence. However, you still need to understand motivations. Motivation. Understanding motivation is not about you. It's about understanding what motivates someone. Say that you want to persuade someone to watch a certain movie. You offer to pay them to watch. But if that's not something that motivates them, your persuasion will not work. Understanding what motivates other people to do things at all is another one of the most important aspects of persuasion and emotional intelligence. If you understand these aspects of emotional intelligence, you can then direct more focus to the principles of persuasion themselves. The principles of persuasion. Like emotional intelligence, there are different parts of effective persuasion. We call these the principles of persuasion. In order to effectively utilize them, you need to understand all aspects of emotional intelligence and how to employ them in everyday life. Once that's done, you can focus on these 6 principles. Reciprocity. Reciprocity is the notion that one receives something when one gives something. Even if it's something as small as gratitude, people expect to receive things if they give things. A crucial part of persuasion is making sure that someone feels that the thing they receive is worth what they give. This can be time for money, gratitude for service, or something similar. Understanding what motivates someone is the most important part of employing reciprocity in your persuasion attempts. Scarcity. The less of something there is, the more valuable it is. Part of persuading someone is making them believe that if they don't agree, they will miss an opportunity that won't come around again. For instance, say you were offering to sell someone a movie ticket, but they are unsure if they want it. If you tell them that you will offer it only once before selling it to someone else, they are more likely to buy it. Authority. There are people you can trust and people you cannot trust. Sometimes this changes depending on the topic. You are going to trust a firefighter regarding fire safety more than a sewer worker. Naturally, being an authority figure in something else makes it easier to persuade someone in regards to that expertise. If you are not actually an authority, but still wish to persuade someone, empathy will help you understand their point of view and how you can better get them to trust in you. Commitment and consistency. This goes somewhat in hand with trust. The spoken word is only so strong and can easily be betrayed. But if you can offer something that commits you to an agreement, persuasion is much more likely to be successful. This is where understanding someone's motivations comes into play again. You want to persuade someone to do a job for you. If you tell them that you will pay them afterward with no guarantee that you will, they may be reluctant to agree. But if you pay them beforehand or sign a contract promising payment, or offer anything that commits you to the agreement, they are more likely to be persuaded by you. Consensus. If you want to persuade someone to your point of view, there is great value in proving how many other people agree with your point of view already. If you are the only person arguing that something is worthwhile, the person you are trying to persuade is likely to doubt you. But if you are one of many people arguing that something is worthwhile, the person you are trying to persuade is more likely to be convinced. There is strength in numbers, even in persuasion. The principle of liking. This is where the self-regulation and social skills part of persuasion comes in. And it's very simple. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone they like, and someone that they feel likes them. Think about it. If you actively dislike someone, no matter how good their argument may be, you are initially inclined to disagree with them. That said, if you want to persuade someone, a major step is to first convince them to like you, and convince them that they are liked by you. No one easily agrees with their enemies or opponents, even if good arguments are being made. Summation of persuasion. So, if you want to be as persuasive as possible, you must first understand and employ the elements of emotional intelligence. Understand your own emotions and why you feel them. Keep your emotions under control and do not let them dictate your behavior. Act and react in ways that are socially acceptable. Perceive and understand why others feel the way they do. Perceive and understand what motivates others to act. Once you have those elements down, you can focus specifically on the principles of persuasion that make it more likely for others to be convinced by you, regardless of the argument. Make them feel as though they are getting something worthwhile for what they are giving. Make them feel as though they are getting something scarce, elusive, or rare. Make them feel as though you are a trusted individual on the topic at hand. Make them feel as though you are fully committed to the thing you are persuading them of. Make them feel as though many people agree on the topic you are persuading them towards. Make them feel as though they are liked by you and that you should be liked by them. These principles of persuasion may be relatively basic in how they are presented here, but they offer the building blocks you need to effectively persuade others for the rest of your life.